Hi YouTube, Coinpicker here. Today, Coinpicker Jr. and I went to our local flea market and we picked up some stuff. First of all, we picked up these Washington State tax tokens from the 30s. So you see here, it says tax on purchases 10 cents or less, laws 1935, CH 180. Tax Commission tax token, State of Washington. And these are all the same except these two, which says Tax Commission sales tax token, State of Washington, and it's the same on the other side. So we have here 41 tokens, and I asked the guy how much he wanted, and it came in this little plastic baggie, and it was in this display case. And the guy said, $1. I go, wow. I was thinking $1 each, but he meant the whole pack. And, he's saying, oh, they were using plastic tax tokens later on too. And, he looked around his case and he found it and said, you know what, I'll throw these in with it. So he gave us these tokens as well. And basically, Washington State is the next state over the border from our province of British Columbia. So it's just right next door to us. So this one says Washington Sales Tax Token 1. Same thing on the other side. And the other 5 cellulose tokens, or is it cardboard tokens? It's from Canada, and it says Canada meat ration. Oops. And I'm thinking these are probably from World War II, when we had rations. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then next, there's one table that always has $1 items for one table and then individually priced items on the other. And I saw this from last time. And when I picked it up, even the guy recognized me and he said, hey, you saw that last time. And I go, yeah. And then I said, I'm still thinking about it. And he was asking $4, and it's called a frog for flower arrangement. They used to, put the stems individually into these holes. And the glass part comes off. And it is silver plate. It's not sterling or anything. And it was only $4. And I asked the guy, would you take $2? And he said, I can't do $2. Could do $3. And I thought, $3, I'm not sure if I want to start collecting this kind of stuff. But Coinpicker Jr. was looking at this $1 item. And, it's funny, he was looking at this last week as well. Just like me with this thing. So, since he liked it, I asked the guy, I was thinking, if those guys on TV could do it, I could do it too. I asked the guy, how about we bundle this? These 2 items for $3, since the guy wanted $3. And he said, I could do that. And this is one of those triggers for cameras, sort of to take the picture from this trigger. And, Coinpicker Jr. was basically, entranced by this. So I thought, okay, he could be amused for, I don't know, an hour or so with this thing. Anyways, so we got that for $3, these 2 items. All right. And there was one box at a table that said, like, free items. So we dig through that. There's actually, like, a metal and wood sort of, what do you call it? A wine rack, which I didn't bother taking, but it was interesting. So Coinpicker Jr. pulls out this thing. It looks like some sort of clamshell. And I thought, okay, cool. You like it, take it. So he took that. We went to one table, which we have a friend there, always sells coins and knickknacks and whatnot. And he had this, and Coinpicker Jr., every time he visits his table, he always picks this up and plays with it, looks at it. Because he's at the age where he's into the guns and swords and knives, well, toys, that is. So he had $4 on this, and it's a spent round. The seller assured me there's no more black powder in here, and you could pull this part off. And so I bought it. Actually, I traded with him. I had two old 1967 Canadian $1 bills, but they were well circulated and wrinkled, and I was actually planning to spend it somewhere anyways, just for the fun of it. So I traded with him and got this for Coinpicker Jr. See the end of here. And let me see. All right, last but not least, we have these. Went through a junk box of coins that I've gone through many, many times before. And, I should have researched it first. I heard somewhere online that the 10 and 20 dollar or peso coins in Mexico would have silver in the middle. But actually, it was only from 1992 to 1995, they actually had sterling silver centers in their coins for the higher denomination coins. Because they were in the middle of... Oh, excuse me, I'm filming! And they were... Oh, sorry, guys. They were in the middle of some sort of coinage reform. So, sorry for this interruption. So, actually, I remembered that fact, but I didn't remember the exact dates. So I was digging through the coins, and I didn't realize that for the silver ones, it has to be, it says here 10 pesos, right? It should be, 10 Nuevo pesos or 10 new pesos. And there should be an N next to the denomination here. So actually the center point back then would have been like sterling silver. But this is actually nickel copper, unfortunately. But it didn't, it was not a big deal. I mean, I got these 5 coins. Usually, the guy charges like 50 cents each. But, when I pick out at least 3, he allows me to buy it for $1 for 3. So I picked out 2 of those Mexican 10 peso coins. I'll just throw it in my junk box. I have this one, which is interesting. It's from Monaco, which is a little, you could say principality, almost, it's like a country within a country in France. And as long as they have, the royal bloodline that France allows them to, continue to exist. So it says here 2 francs. There's no date on it, but the catalogs say it's like from 1943. And it's only worth about $1 or something. But that's what I do. Like when I see something I haven't seen before when it comes to coins, something interesting, I take a small risk, small gamble, and pick it up just in case it might be some rare coin. But this time it wasn't. It was just very interesting. So it's 2 francs made of aluminum. And next we have this good for 5 cents in trade token. And it has some sort of numbering on the back from the manufacturer. And this was probably from the turn of the century, brass. I have a whole bunch of these, but I mainly got this because the font for the number 5 is very wide, and I've never seen that before. So again, picked up something that I haven't seen before. And I also picked up this 40% silver 10 ore coin from Sweden, 1948. I know it's just a tiny bit of silver, but silver nonetheless. So I was thinking do some bundling as well, but funny thing is, I always ask the vendor from that booth. He sells like vintage jewelry, antiques, and coins here and there. He actually told me that someone bought some things from his booth, and the ironic thing is, especially we're in Canada, the person paid with some change and some bills, paid with the mercury dime, mixed in with the change. So number one, we're in Canada. What's the chances? Number two, who pays for antiques or vintage items with antique or vintage money? I mean, wow. So he actually had this for sale for $3. So I thought, okay, why don't I do a bundle again? So I said $2 for the mercury and $2 for the coins. So total $4. And he said, yeah, sure, I could do that. So I'll just show you the merc. So it's a 1942 S mint mark. And the seller even checked it if it was the 1941/2, sort of like the overdate one. It isn't. And I'll show you the other side. So pretty good for something that was found in circulation. I thought that's a really interesting story, for someone spending antique money in an antique store or stall. And I thought, if I buy this coin, I also own that story too, in which I did. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Coinpicker out.